Hey guys, and welcome to another live stream. Today, I wanted to do a show and tell with a couple of items that I have here in the Airbnb that I'm renting. So, I decided to go away for the holidays just to change the scenery a little bit and get away from hustle and bustle, and rented a small studio in one of the state parks. And here I am in this beautiful place. Today I did some hiking. In fact, I hiked several trails. For those who know where Ottawa is, I am in that area. And this is the first time I'm here actually. So this is pretty new to me, but I'm pretty much enjoying every moment of it. So let me begin with a couple of items that I thought were very tasteful in this Airbnb. I'm not sure if it's gonna show as a mirrored, but here it says home, and there's a United States map right here. And I think they just placed it here in this Airbnb because of 4th of July, and maybe they have decorations for different different holidays. I still see some Christmas trees there outside, so they must celebrate many holidays. But this is a wooden type of decor, and in the back it's just hollow right here, and it looks like it's Americana word block. It's interesting because it says it's made in China. So there's one like this, and there is another one. I'm trying to dig it out. Okay, there we go. Here, stars. It's stripes. I can't read it because, again, it's a mirror. I'm looking at the screen. Stars and stripes forever. And there are 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there are, not sure if it's showing on the video, but there are different colors. This one is blue, this one. So 3 blue stars and 2 reds. And then there's the writing is in red right over here, and some blue writing as well, so they alternate. And again, it's from the same company, Americana word block. It's interesting also that it says compliant for formaldehyde right here on this label. wondering what they could be doing with formaldehyde, right? So that is one thing. And I also have a couple of other items here to share with you. And one of them is this guide. Again, this Airbnb, they are pretty experienced, I think, based on the little things that they add to the studio. So, for example, they have several snacks, sort of like a snack bar, and they have a coffee machine with Keurig coffee cups and some tea. So little things that can make a guest feel welcome. And you obviously don't see the surroundings, but this is a very large window right here, and you might be hearing some birds and outside noises. Um, Earlier, there was a dog barking. The houses here in Idlewild are located pretty close together. So neighbors are close, but it's been quiet so far. But you can see the trees outside, at least a little bit of a tree, and these are primarily pine trees. And I am at about 6,500 feet elevation. So it is really nice and cool, even for California. Okay, so they provide you with this destination guide, and a lot of things have changed, obviously, with COVID. But I went downtown today, and some places are open and serving food outside, or you can order takeout food as well. There is also a winery that is open with some outdoor area. So I think tomorrow, 4th of July, I will go and check it out. They might have some live music as well. But what I'm saying is that while COVID has changed things, life continues. So this guide specifically here says keeping art alive. Just gonna increase the gain just a little bit so you can hear me a little bit better. And it will pick up a couple of extra noises, like the fan above me is spinning, so there creates a little bit of white noise. But what I want you to hear is the paper sounds, because it's not a new book, and I just like how it sounds. So here, Art Alliance of Idlewild, and clearly you can't read any of that, so we'll just look through some interesting things. Let's see. There's an index. Okay, so first things first, and I was planning to visit it, is Idlewild Nature Center, and it's located very close to where I am renting my place. So I went for a walk in the park earlier today, and it was my second hike of the day. but I didn't get to the center. Let's see. Then I also, on the way to Idlewild, I passed by Lake Hemet Recreational Company. And as you can see here on the pictures, whether you can see it good or not, it's they have several campgrounds and recreational facilities at Lake Hemet Recreation Company. It was pretty packed today, so I am kind of glad that I am a little bit further away from all the noise, all the hustle and bustle, and can actually create a video that I'm not really scared that somebody's gonna scream or something like that. Then they also have Idlewild Village Market, and this place I visited today, and supposedly it has a whole bunch of different fruits and vegetables, but I am afraid they really didn't have much. They had usual stuff, but nothing that you would expect from a village market. Then they also have Living Free Animal Sanctuary, and there's a picture of a cat. And basically, it's the first privately funded no-kill animal sanctuary rescuing cats and dogs from imminent shelter euthanasia. It's really cool. Then they also advertise a whole bunch of vacation homes. This place, I drove by it. So this is Idlewild Bunkhouse. So they call it a boutique motel, and I'm not really sure what's boutique about it, but it has 2 private cabins in Idlewild, and there's some outdoor areas, and indoors. Again, I'm not sure how really COVID has changed their situation. And obviously, Idlewild is well known for snowboarding, things like that during the winter months. So there's a lot of that in this book. So, for example, on this page here, you can kind of see that they have some hot tubs, different seasons. They open different things. And spas, and they also rent cabins for more than just 2 people. Like there's one cottage that sleeps 15. And then they advertise their medical center. I don't know if that's something you want to know, but they do have a medical center. Okay. Mountain Paws is something. What is that? Bakery Treats, a boutique shop for cat and dog lovers. How cool is that? Look, you probably can see this is the shape of a bone, right? And I guess these are human cookies or animal cookies. I'm not really sure, but I might have to check it out. And then it says the dog friendliest town in America. I don't know about that, but okay. They also have a whole bunch of different restaurants, but again, a lot of them, because of California changes before due to COVID, our restaurants are not allowed to serve food indoors. So those restaurants that do have an outdoor area are quite lucky. Um, they can stay open and do takeout as well. And there were a couple of places that I saw that they were serving outside. Surprisingly, here in Ottawa, not really surprisingly, but the food is quite expensive. Um, the restaurants are mm, pretty much the cost of a meal will go around 25, 30, $40. And for, I guess it's a tourist town, so maybe that's why. But candidly, I'm just not willing to pay that much money to go and to the restaurant and then take food with me. I might as well just cook at home, right? I mean, what's the point that you pay for ambience? I mean, I guess if they do have some kind of outdoor area, then definitely. But if not, I'd rather cook at home. Let's see. And now they're in this book, they're starting to advertise a whole bunch of restaurants. One place I haven't checked out today yet is Ottawa Ice Cream and Jerky. Well, I'm not going to check out their jerky, but ice cream is totally different. So they have soft serve and a whole bunch of other yeah, so I think maybe tomorrow is the day. Look at that. This is ice cream. Actually, saw two girls today carrying ice cream, and kind of made me think about it. And then they also have Roberto's jalapeno sauce, and apparently I don't know what's special about it, but it says jalapeno and olive oil sauce, a creamy texture, non-dairy. And apparently the Garcia family here created the sauce in early 1990s in Guadalajara in Mexico, and then the family relocated to Ottawa in 1995. And yeah, so I guess this is a famous sauce. I wonder if they're open. I'm also looking at your comments. That's funny, Big Food. Ice cream. I do love ice cream. With jerky, I am primarily a vegetarian, so that's a no-no for me. But there are some places that started making jerky out of vegetables. It's something with drying them out and then something adding moisture to them. I don't know. I haven't tried it. And I really am not a big fan of jerky, so I don't feel like I'm missing out. Okay, and so this restaurant I really wanted to go. It's called Faro, and it's really well rated on Yelp. In general, when I go to new places, I check out Yelp reviews before, so that I don't stumble upon something I don't want. And this one had great reviews. It's an Italian restaurant, but unfortunately, while they serve, they have an outdoor area. They, for some reason, don't really serve people who just come just by themselves, which was kind of strange. But you could do takeout if you want. Their food was quite expensive as well, so I think I am going to think about it still, and maybe tomorrow is another day, but for now I think again, cooking at home just sounds pretty good so far. And then the new place that opened up is Ottawa Brew Pub. It has okay reviews, but I don't know. I guess it's a brew pub, right? So what can you say? Primarily, people come here to hike because there's so many different beautiful hiking trails, um, and really, it's within driving close proximity to where I live. I just felt like I wanted to get away for a little while. And there's candy cupboard. Ooh, now look at that. These are all desserts. Oh man, this is, I don't know. And you know this whole this whole thing with people being staying at home, it really is people not going outside, or at least weren't. So it just added um, weight to our waistlines big time. So I'm not really sure if I need more desserts. Okay, there's some real estate sort of ads here that I'm not going to focus on. And then finally, there is a map right here of Ottawa, and it really is a small town. I mean, it's literally the downtown is maybe a few blocks. That's about it. Um, and there's a highway. Well, I wouldn't even call it a highway. It's a two-lane road, basically, um, and it passes through Ottawa. Um, so, so it's a nice place to stop by if you want to hike, and it's actually it sounds like a nice place to live as well. Just because it's so peaceful here and remote, but yet close to everything. You know, I mean, it took me about an hour and a half to get from where I live here, so really not too bad. And then quick reference guide in the back. Yeah. And this is Living Free Animal Sanctuary and their beautiful cat. I love cats. So anyway, so that is my little vacation. Um, so I got here today on Friday, right before July 4th, and I'm planning to stay here for a few days until Sunday and go back home on Sunday. So my plans include um, some some more hiking, exploring the downtown, and checking out some of their local shops. Um, Maybe going to the winery that I mentioned earlier, and possibly doing a takeout. I already had a takeout earlier today from a sushi place, and that was good. So I'm planning to do something similar. And in the meantime, I just want to enjoy the peace and quiet. Um, Keep my windows open and not be afraid that really, there's going to be a party. Although, you know, well, I know there might be. But the fireworks here in Ottawa are canceled. So I'm not really sure what kind of celebrations they are going to have. Um, but really, the goal is for me to kind of get away and enjoy the peace and quiet and some isolation from the rest of the world. And I see that Bigfoot doesn't like sushi and texture thing. Okay, so here's the deal. I actually don't. I'm not a big fan of sushi um, raw, where it involves raw fish. Um, I like sushi rolls that are primarily cooked, so or smoked fish. So there's some kind of a processing. Very rarely do I eat raw fish, so I get what you're saying, but um, yeah, a lot of people love sushi. I like a certain kind of sushi, and honestly, I just like wasabi. So let's just be honest here. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this thing up, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was. I certainly am glad that it was so quiet because just a minute before the the dogs outside were barking. So I'm glad it's really quiet and peaceful. So I hope you enjoy July 4th. Stay safe and don't really go to too many parties because the COVID is still out there, unfortunately. So take care of yourself. As always, be kind to one another. Goodbye.